Hi again. I thought it was time to do another Truth Scriptures Ta'anak reading. And tonight we're up to Barashiyt, sign name Genesis chapter 18. Get myself sorted and we'll get into it. Now I've lost the page. Sorry about the delay. Yahuwah appeared to Abraham by the oak trees of Mamre as he sat at the tent door during the heat of the day. When he looked up, he saw 3 men standing near him. When he saw them, he ran from the tent door to greet them and bowed himself to the ground and said, "My Yahuwah, if I have found favor in your eyes, do not leave your servant, I beg of you. Please allow a little water to be brought in order to wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree. Let me get some bread to comfort your hearts, and then after that you can pass on. This is the reason why you have come to your servant." They replied, "Do as you have said." Abraham ran into the tent to Sarah and said, "Quickly prepare 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make some bread." Then Abraham ran to the herd, selected a healthy, tender young calf, gave it to his servant, and he hurried to prepare it. He took butter, milk, and the calf which he had dressed, set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree as they ate, and they ate. Then they said to him, "Where is your wife Sarah?" And he said, "See, she is in the tent." Then he said, "I shall certainly return to you according to the time it takes to produce life, and take notice. Your wife Sarah shall have a son." Sarah was listening in the tent door behind them. Now Abraham and Sarah were old, well advanced in age. Sarah was past the way of woman to have a baby. So Sarah laughed within herself, saying, "After I am so old, and my master being old as well, will I have pleasure?" Then Yahuwah said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh, saying, 'Will I truly have a child, being that I am so old?' Is anything too hard for Yahuwah? At the set time I shall return to you, the time it takes to produce life, and Sarah shall have a son." However, Sarah denied it, saying, "I did not laugh because she was afraid." Yahuwah replied, "Yes, you did laugh." The men rose up from there and looked towards Sodom. Abraham went with them to see them on their way. Then Yahuwah said, "Shall I hide from Abraham what I am doing, being that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be favored because of him? For I have taught him so that he may teach his children and his household after him, that they may keep the way of Yahuwah to do righteousness and justice, so that Yahuwah may bring to Abraham that which he has spoken to him." Yahuwah said, because the day of because the cry of Sodom and Amorah is great. Sorry, I have to turn the page. I'll be as quick as I can. "And because their sin is so grievous, I shall go down now and see whether what they have done is as great as the outcry which has come to me, and if not, I shall know." Then the messengers turned from there and they went towards Sodom. But Abraham stayed with Yahuwah. Abraham came close and said, "Will you destroy the righteous with the wicked? What if there are 50 righteous in the city? Will you destroy and not spare a place for the 50 righteous who are there? Far be it that you would act in this manner, to slaughter the righteous with the wicked, treating the righteous the same as the wicked. Far be it from you. Will the judge of all the earth not do right?" And Yahuwah said, "If I find 50 righteous in the city of Sodom, then I shall spare all the place for their sake." Abraham answered and said, "Look, please, who am I to speak to the Master? For I am but dust and ashes. Suppose there are 5 less than 50 who are righteous. Will you destroy all the city for the lack of 5? Yahuwah said, "I would not destroy it if I find 45 there." Abraham spoke to Yahuwah yet again and said, Suppose there will be 40 found there." And Yahuwah said, "I would not do it for the 40's sake." Then Abraham said, "Oh, do not let Yahuwah be angry, but let me speak. What if there are only 30 found there?" Yahuwah replied, "I would not do it if I find 30 there." And Abraham said, "Look, please, I have taken it upon myself to speak to Yahuwah. Suppose there are 20 found there." Yahuwah said, "I would not destroy it for the 20's sake." Then again Abraham said, "Oh, please, Yahuwah, do not be angry, and I will speak only one more time. Suppose 10 are found there." Yet again Yahuwah replied, "I would not destroy it for the 10's sake." Yahuwah went away as soon as he had finished speaking with Abraham. Then Abraham returned to his place.